Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Robert, and I'm bringing you a deck profile here. I just made this deck today, and I've been testing it, and so far it's working pretty good for me. So I just want to do a quick deck profile for you. So I'll explain it as I go along, I guess. Cataville Omen is my first card. Reason being is for its effect right here. Just select one trap card from your deck and place it on top of your deck. So it's quick access to Ultimate Offering, which is going to be the main card of this deck. That's honestly the only reason to run Cataville Omen. It's just quicker access to Ultimate Offering. It's like having Ultimate Offering at 2, kinda. Also, if you already have Ultimate Offering activated or something like that, you can easily go for, Bottomless, Magic Cylinder, Mirror Force, Mirror, whatever you need. Then we got 2 Boost Up Soldier Dread Dynamo, I guess. This is actually what inspired me to create the deck. I was looking up random cards trying to figure out a deck to build, and I was looking up Earth monsters, and I found this guy, and he kind of caught my eye. And then I seen this part right here, the Gadget part. And I was like, huh, Gadgets, I haven't played those in a while. And when I continued reading his effect, his card gains 2,000 attack if there's a face-up Gadget on your side of the field. That's crazy. I mean, even if you don't have a Gadget, you still got a 2,000 defender. And then if you do have a Gadget, you got a 2,000 beater. So next we got Giant Rat. It's kind of obvious. It's just because you can special summon one Earth monster with 1,500 or less attack and face-up attack position. So he's just quick access to, if you have him on the field, quick access to one of your gears, because I believe, let's see, 1,300, 1,400, and 1,200. Yes, it can special summon any of your gadgets, and also their effects is when they're normal or special summoned, so you can still get their effects. Also, Giant Rat, any Earth monster with 15 or less, you can also, if you already have a gadget on the field, you can add, or you can special summon this guy, and then boom, free 2,000 beater. Or, I mean, really, pretty much, yeah, it's crazy what you can do with a Giant Rat in this deck. And we're running one Grand Soil. It's pretty self-explanatory here. We got a good base of Earth monsters. Matter of fact, the majority is Earth monsters. The only exceptions is a few Darks and then the extra deck. But his effect, this is just situational. Must be special summoned from your hand by having exactly 5 Earth monsters in your graveyard. So it's situational, but it's nice to draw into this card when you have 5 Earth monsters in your graveyard, and you're just like, oh, what can I do? What can I do? Draw a card. Grand Soil. Ah, that's what I can do. Then we're running double green Gadget. Self-explanatory. I didn't feel 3. I felt 3 was a little too much, and I wanted to thin the deck down a little bit, so I'm running 2 green Gadgets. Next, we got Machina Fortress. It's just too good not to play in this deck. I mean, its effect, you can discard machine-type monsters whose total levels equals 8 or more, then special summon this card from your hand or graveyard. Which means you can use this card as fodder for itself. You can discard himself, which is 7 immediately, and then one machine monster, any other machine monster in your hand, which, by the way, machine, 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 and machine. So you can use himself as fodder and then any other machine card. Also, I like his effect, the next part, where when this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, you target one card your opponent controls, destroy that target. And that's really good. Really good. So we're running 2 of those. Then we're running 2 Machina Gear Frame. It's simple. It's just when he's normal summoned, you can add any Machina monster to your from your deck to your hand, except for Gear Frame. So just normal summon him, add him, and then you're ready to go off. And then let's see, you can also equip it to a machine type monster, and when it would be destroyed, you can destroy this card instead. So that's kind of nice to save one of your monsters if you're trying to go into an Exceed, which this deck is an Exceed deck. I tried to build it off of my original build, which actually ended up looking absolutely nothing like this. but it, it 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 ran really well. That was when Ultimate Offering was still at 3. They took it down to 2, and the deck was crap, so I quit playing it. And now it's at 1, and I was just like, man, I miss my gadgets. And when I seen that card, I was like, all right, I'm gonna make it work, and it has been working actually so far. So the next we're running one Knight Assailant. The reason we are running him is his effect. When he's flipped, select one monster your opponent controls and destroy it. And that's really amazing right there, because what he originally intended to be used for is, I don't believe in exceeding with Sangan, because then you don't get Sangan's effect. So I've run. Let me just go ahead and move down the line a little bit at first. 2 red gadgets, same as green gadget, and then 1 Sangan. That's because obviously his effect when this card is sent from the field to the graveyard, add 1 monster with 1500 or less attack from your deck to your hand. So you can add any gadget, or this guy, or the cat, or the assailant. You can add pretty much whatever you want. Exceptions being Grand Soil, Machine of Fortress, and this guy. Honestly, those are the only 3 cards you can add with Sangan. So Sangan's just too good not to play in this deck. And then the tour guide, that's what I was about to get into. I do not believe in exceeding with Sangan, because you won't get his effect, and you run Sangan for his effect. So what I do with tour guide is, if I draw into tour guide, it's like, okay, now, do I need a card? Like, do I really badly need a card? Or do I need an exceed? And what I mean by that is, say for example, I don't have my Ultimate Offering yet. Okay? So what I do is, I summon Tour Guide, use her effect, special summon Sangan. Okay? Just, do whatever I can trying to get you to destroy my Sangan. Actually, honestly, it's just when Sangan leaves the field. So, I could do that and then dark hole myself if I wanted to. I wouldn't do that, obviously. But, just try and get Sangan off the field. And then when Sangan's gone, then you can add Catavel Omen to your hand, then just set it. And they'll already know what it is, but still, when they attack into it, it's flipped. Then you get to add Ultimate Offering. But if I already have my Ultimate Offering, or I really need an exceed to get over something, or something like that, I'll summon Tour Guide. And like I said, I'm not believing exceeding with Sangan. And why would I want to use Tour Guide to special summon my other Tour Guide when later on down the road Sangan could be really helpful to me, and I happen to have the other Tour Guide in my hand? So what I do instead is go for Knight Assailant. Just special summon Knight Assailant, and then exceed for a rank 3. And the reason I chose Knight Assailant is because of his effect. So if I happen to draw into him, it's still perfectly fine with me, because then all I got to do is just set him, and when they attack into it, boom, right there, your monster's gone. Thank you very much. Come again later. But yeah, that's why I run him. And then I'm running double yellow gadgets, same as red and green. I just thought 3 would be way too much. And then we're running Dark Hole. That's a staple. That's pretty obvious. Foolish Burial, I'm running it. The reason I'm running Foolish Burial is like if I happen to draw into Grand Soil and I have 4 Earth monsters in my grave, then I can Foolish Burial, get a 5th one in there, special summon Grand Soil. Or if I have like Monster Reborn in my hand, Foolish Burial, drop. I could drop Machine of Fortress, Monster Reborn, Machine of Fortress, free Machine of Fortress, you know what I'm saying? Or, just anything like that in general. And then I'm running 2 Gold Sark. The reason I'm running 2 Gold Sark is because I didn't really feel a lot of draw power was needed for this deck, but I do realize, I need a lot of search out power if I'm not going to run draw power, because you either need draw or search out power. You need one or the other. A deck's not good without one of them at least. If you have both of them, that's amazing. But normally it's either you use draw power or you use search out power. And in this case, I was just like, we'll just go with search out power, since green, red, and yellow gadgets use search out power anyway. So Gold Sark, it can be used for multiple things. Say you need, you could go for Giant Rat if you want an Earth monster, potential Earth monster. You can go for Sangan if you want that 1500 less attack monster. You could go Catavel Omen, and it's any card. So you can also do Ultimate Offering, or just whatever you need at the moment, you know. But honestly, the only thing I'd use Gold Sark for is either Cat, uh, Giant Rat, Grand Soil, Machina Fortress, or Sangan. Those are really the only cards I would use Gold Sark for. Or Ultimate Offering. Sorry, forget about that one. That's the main card in the deck, of course. So that's really good too, because that's basically, I mean, Ultimate Offering itself is only at 1, but in this deck it's basically at 4, because you got 2 Gold Sark, 1 Ultimate Offering, that's 3, and then Cat of Ill Omen, that's 4. So you got 4 chances to draw into it. Then we're running 1 Heavy Storm, that's pretty staple. 2 Lightning Vortex, it's just, I have, again, honestly, it's just to help me clear out your field, but it also could be helpful in the fact that it lets me discard 1 card. So if I have, again, 4 Earth Monsters in my grave, and you have a full field, and I have an Earth Monster in my hand, I can activate Lightning Vortex, discard the Earth Monster, destroy your entire field, and then special summon Grand Soil, and what's your answer to that? Unless you got some face downs, but other than that, I mean, really, what you gonna do then? It's just basically then you're just facing a 2800 beater. And then we're running 1 Magical Mallet. I did decide to throw in just a little wee bit of draw power in it. Honestly, that's only if my, that's super, super situational, and honestly, you could take Magical Mallet out for, honestly, whatever you want. I just ran it just in case, like, I got a really, really terrible hand, like, opened up with 6 traps, or 6 spells, or, just whatever, just total crap, And also, it could, you got a potential chance of drawing into Ultimate Offering or a Cat of Ill Omen with it. And I'm running 1 Magic Stone Excavation. I love this card. I don't know why it doesn't see a lot of play. It's semi-limited. I found this card a couple of months ago, and I fell in love with it. I mean, you discard 2 cards. That's pretty high cost, but still, you could target 1 spell card in your graveyard and add it to your hand. So, I mean, I think discarding 2 cards is totally worth adding 1 spell card back to your hand. I mean, if you pick the right spell card. Now, if you're just using it to add a Magical Mallet back to your hand, then yeah, that's pretty stupid. But I mean, think about it. Use Monster Reborn early in the game for some crap thing, so you can go into an easy exceed or something, and get you out of a tight situation. And later on, there's an even better monster in the grave, and you happen to have this and 2 crap cards in your hand, and it's just like, it's cool, dude. Magical Stone Excavation, drop the 2 crap cards, add Monster Reborn back to my hand. Monster Reborn, give me that. I mean, it's just beast. Or they got a big field, and all you got in your hand is crap that can't get over it, and you're gonna lose. And you also have Stone Excavation, so you just activate that, discard the 2, add, Lightning Vortex. You do whatever. Dark Hole, add Dark Hole, whatever. Running 1 Monster Reborn, it's just, Monster Reborn belongs in every deck. It's just way too good not to run, honestly. Then we're running 1 Bottomless, 1 Magic Cylinder, 2 Mirror Force at 2, that's just too good not to run. 1 Mirror Mail, 1 Sakuretsu Armor, 1 Solemn Judgment, and the reason I don't run the Solemn Brigade, I just never really liked Solemn Warning. I figure Solemn Judgment does it all. I'll just save Solemn Judgment for one of their big plays. And I've won more duels with decks that only have Solemn Judgment in it than I have with Solemn Judgment and 2 Solemn Warnings, and it gives me 2 more open slots to put in whatever I feel is necessary for the deck. And I'm running 2 Starlight Roads. That was just because originally I had a lot of traps. I had about 14 traps, so I was going to be setting a lot, and I wanted to protect them. But you could just run 1 if you want. It's totally up to you. But yeah, 2 Starlight Road, and then Ultimate Offering, of course, like I said multiple times, main card in the deck. Then we'll get into the extra deck here. We're running 2 Stardust Dragon. Those are just for the 2 Starlight Roads. Then we're running Fairy King Albervich, I don't know. But he's a level or rank 4 Exceed. And his effect is once per turn you can detach 1 X material from this card. All non-Earth monsters currently on the field lose 500 attack and defense, which is really, really good on your part because almost the whole deck is Earth monsters, honestly. Like, a couple of cards in your extra deck, and then those, like, 4 cards in your main deck, 5 cards maybe that aren't Earth. Everything else is Earth, so it's perfect in this deck. Then we're running 1 Gaga Gunman. He's just really good not to run. I recommend running him in pretty much any deck. I think I do run him in pretty much every deck, except maybe 1 or 2. And we're running 3 Gemnite Pearls. The reason we're running it is it's a 2600 beater, and with Ultimate Offering on the field, if you don't remember, that plus gadgets was crazy. Just, oh my god, you could go into so much. It's so crazy what you can do. I mean, you got a free, 3 Gemnite Pearls, whatever. It's just too good. And then you're running 1 Genosaurus. It's one of the level 3s you can go into if you need to go on the offense. Like they got a 1900 you need to get over. Something. My phone's ringing. Sorry about that. Excuse me 1 second. I apologize. The Crazy X called, and I promise you guys she's probably going to call a couple more times. And also, I happened to time out at that exact moment, so that was fine. I just paused it and went over there and looked, but there's no way I'm getting that. Anyway, back to the topic. 1 Genosaurus, it's just, you go tour guide, go this guy, Knight Assailant, and then there's your free Genosaurus. If you need to get over something like they got a 1900 beater, I think that's where I was at, and you need a quick 2000, you just go tour guide, go Knight Assailant, overlay, go Genosaurus, and then also when he destroys it, detach 1, there's a free 1000 damage too. So that's pretty good. And you're running 2 Kachikochi Dragon. Why? It's so good. It was my favorite Exceed when I first learned about Exceeds when they first came out, and I still love it. I don't run it as much, but I still love it, and it's so good in this deck. It's also an Earth, and it's just once per turn when this card destroys an opponent's monster by battle and sends to the graveyard, you can detach 1 X material from this card. It can attack once again in a row. It is so good. So good. I love it. Like, when I'm using the gadgets with Ultimate Offering, I normally will go Gemnite Pearl, Kachikochi Dragon, Gemnite Pearl, Kachikochi Dragon, and then whatever else I need, like probably Fairy King. And then we're running 1 Mistroke, the Symphony de Jin. It's really good. I love this card. I do run this card in every single deck. Every deck. Totally worth it. Then we're running Big Eye. The reason we run him is if, this actually happened to me today when I was testing too. What it is you open up with 2 Machina Fortresses and Monster Reborn. This happened to me today in a duel. It was so good. You drop both the Machina Fortresses to special summon one of them, and then Monster Reborn to special summon the other one, and then overlay. It's just so good. It's too good. And also, I mean, its effects anyway is you can special summon it from your hand or graveyard by ditching 2 machine monsters who equals 8. So I mean, after 2 search outs with gadgets, like if you opened up with like red gadget and green gadget and I don't know, like something like that, you can just, it's crazy what you can do. Just drop both of those, go for your guy. It's so good. And so yeah, we're running Big Eye, and we're also running Utopia. That's just kind of to protect yourself. It's a 2500 beater plus, just in case they get something good out. You can stall a little bit, detach a card, negate their attacks. Then we've got number 50, Black Ship of Corn. It's super good too. It's you can detach 1 X material from this card, then target 1 face-up monster your opponent controls with attack less than or equal to this card. Send it to the graveyard, and if you do, inflict 1000 damage to your opponent. So it's really good. It's, can get over a lot. Plus, if they got a monster with like 1900 attack points, and you don't want, why would you attack that with your monster? Because all you do is what, 300 damage? When instead you can detach 1, destroy it, and then inflict 1000, so you get an extra 700 damage in. It's just really good. And then your other rank 3 is Zenmaines. Obviously, he is, if you need if you need to go, like same situation, they had a big monster out, but Genosaurus just isn't enough to get it done because it's got more than 2000 attack. You can go into Zenmaines. If they don't have more than 2100, you're good. But even if they do, they wouldn't attack it, because then its effect, detach 1, end phase, target whatever, and destroy it. It's just too good. But anyway, I hope you guys like the deck profile. Please comment. Let me know what you think I could do to improve the deck, or if you think this deck is just perfect. Obviously, I know like there's a few changes that could be made, like Magical Mallet. We could drop that for something. But right now, this build just looks really good to me. So I I really appreciate your recommendations or whatever, or you can make this deck on DN and test it out. You know, just do whatever you want. But thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you later.